Hey everybody, back with another video, and today I'm going to be walking you through the steps on how to rebuild your differential on your two-wheel drive Traxxas vehicle. This one in particular being the Traxxas Stampede two-wheel drive. This is going to be the brushed edition. I ordered the new stock Traxxas diff for the rear, and I'm going to be putting it in and showing you guys what I did step by step. Alright, so we're going to start by taking the right wheel off so we can access the gear cover for the spur and the pinion gear. Alright guys, so I got the rear right tire off and the cover that covers the pinion and the spur gear. Next thing what I want to do is remove the wheelie bar. So let's do that. Alright everybody, we got the wheelie bar off. Next step is going to be taking the two motor mount screws out so we can remove the motor, and we're also going to remove the spur gear and take the clutch apart. Alright, that's all set. Now the next step we want to do is we want to take out these pins holding the inside of the A-arms. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that that's done, next step would be to take these two screws out that connect it to the rear shock tower. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that's all set. And now the last step to removing it off the Stampede would be to take these 8 screws out. 2 on the chassis brace, 6 underneath on the rear skid plate. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now once you get that rear skid plate off, it should pop right off. And the next step we're going to do, so we can have relief so we can get these screws off, is we're going to remove the 4 grub screws to remove these inner drive shafts. Okay, I've removed the 4 grub screws from the drive shafts. 1, 2, same thing on that. 1, 2. I'm going to be not using these and replacing these with 2 of these, 1 on each side. That way there's more leverage on the spin, more torque can go on it, and it won't slide out. So let's go ahead and take these screws off and split that gearbox open. Okay, so we've gone ahead and loosened all the screws on the gearbox. We cracked her open, and what we're replacing is this. This is the old slip differential, and we're going to be installing the new metal differential. This is a newer, updated version of the Traxxas differential, whereas this has plastic teeth on it. We're going to be switching her out. Alright. Okay everybody, so this is what it looks like, the brand new diff from Traxxas, before it is put together. It also comes with a tube of grease, which you're supposed to use the whole thing, inside this box. I'm going to put this together. Now don't be discouraged, I know it seems like, it's something that looks difficult, but all you gotta do is open up this direction sheet, which it comes with. Me, I don't need it because I'm experienced with these, but for someone that's new to this or new to the hobby, I find it easier to, if there's something I don't know, that if I open up the manual or the directions, it'll tell you exactly how to do it step by step. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Okay guys, that's what the internals will look like before you put the grease in. All the gears are meshed together perfectly with 4 pins and 2 shaft holders with the pin in the center holding the 2 shafts. As you can see, we're almost there. I just need to put the grease in, put these 4 screws, put the cover on, tighten them down nice and snug, and put the bearings on. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so that's what it looks like all greased up. I've used the whole tube. The gears spin nice and smooth now. Nice and smooth. Brand new diff. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop the cover on. Alright everybody, there's the finished product. And if you've done it correctly, when you spin one side, it should spin the opposite way. These gears are all nice and meshed, greased, ready to go. So I'm going to pop her in, close up the transmission box, put these bearings back on the diff, and I'm going to put the truck back exactly the way I took it apart. That way you always remember how to do it. So let's go ahead and pop this back inside the tranny box and take a look at what I've done. Okay, so the transmission box is all closed up. There's the brand new diff all installed. Now we're going to go ahead and then put the gearbox, transmission box, however you want to say it, back in the Stampede. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I've connected it to the chassis, connected the skid plate, and I worked in some electrical grease into the gearbox. So let's go ahead and finish up putting her back together. Okay guys, we're almost there. The motor is mounted up, the clutch is put back together, the gear mesh is set. In case you don't know, setting a gear mesh is really quite simple. All you need to do is take a little piece of paper, tear it off, slide her in there, push it together, screw it in tight, and then pull her out, and you should have the perfect gear mesh every time. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish putting this back together. Alright guys, so we're all back together. Everything's set, the gear mesh, the wheelie bar's back on, the tire's back on, and she looks good. By spinning the tire one way, it should go the opposite way. That's how you know everything is good. Well guys, I hope you've learned something from this video. I'm hoping I'm inspiring you to get out there and have some fun with the RC hobby. And like the video. Subscribe to my video. Subscribe to my show. And as always, I'll see you in the next episode of Nezzy's RC. Bye for now.